What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Let's talk about Inoue versus Picasso. So, when people talk about Picasso, they think of the painter, So, I mean, if Picasso can beat Inoue, they're going to know who the boxer is, So, Picasso's undefeated, young fighter, Mexican fighter. Obviously, we all know who Inoue is, I mean, has to be at least top 3 pound for pound, one of the best to do it. 4-time division champion. I believe he has about 90% knockout ratio, It's going to be a hard fight for Picasso. Picasso's only got 50% knockout ratio. He's a guy that likes to fight in the pocket. He's a guy that likes to come forward. He's a guy that likes to engage, But the problem we have here is that Inoue, with the 90% knockout ratio, and also just the talent that the guy has, he can fight, he can box on the back foot, he can come forward, he can obviously land big punches at mid-range, good ring coverage, and not only that, he's the number one thing about Inoue, which is alarming, to me anyway, when I watch him, is his short-range punches, has to be pound for pound, one of the best short-range punches, power punches. Just generates a lot of power at short range, It doesn't take him a full extension is what I'm saying, He doesn't have to fully extend his arms to generate a lot of power and effective punches. So, in a way, I just think that once Picasso, I mean, he has to paint a perfect picture, if he's to try to beat Inoue. He's got to be on top of his game, He has to make sure that he has the perfect fight. But the problem here is that with the short punches, with Picasso liking to have that double high guard, takes wide shots at times, I believe that Inoue with the straights is going to really hurt Picasso, with the short punches once he breaks down the body, if Picasso's got a double high guard and the bodies need to be hit, Inoue's going to take advantage. And I think Inoue's going to break him down and hurt him and really shake him up to the point where Picasso is going to rely too much on defense, and Inoue is going to hit him with combinations, with short punches, effective hard punches, break him down, and I believe he will knock him out. I'm picking Inoue to knock out Picasso in round 7, just because Picasso does like to, like I mentioned, hold the guard up and engage, and he is taller. I think that he will stay away from Inoue and not come too close to him, once he feels the power. But I think eventually, Inoue is going to not be threatened from Picasso because, he's only got 50% knockout ratio. I don't think that he really cracks that hard, it's going to take more than one punch to stop Inoue. And Inoue's shown that he can get off the canvas and still win these fights. He still can come back, you could say, and then win by knockout, or however he feels like winning. There was another fight that I was watching of his where he said, hey, I wasn't going for the knockout, and he just outboxed the guy. So, I mean, Inoue, one of the pound for pound beasts for sure, 4-time division champion, just a bit too much for Picasso, even if he paints the perfect picture, if he fights the perfect fight is what I'm saying, I'm not trying to make fun of the guy or anything like that, but if he fights the perfect fight, right, when I say paints the perfect picture, I still think that Inoue cracks him, because he does come forward, and the body's there to be hit. You know, Inoue's not just a headhunter. You know, he's a guy that does mix up his punches. I think that he will break down Picasso, and like I said, knock him out. Even a counter punch, you know, could really damage Picasso, could drop him. You know, Inoue's got that sort of power. So I'm saying round 7 knockout. Leave your take on it, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.